Guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me, my name is Vicki-Lynne. I follow a whole food plant-based diet and lifestyle and with no oil. I am on a journey to lose some more weight. I have lost 100 pounds so far and I still have probably, I'd like to say 30 to go. I'm also trying to lower my cholesterol and move my body every day. So if that interests you or if you're on the same journey, please stick around. I have some fabulous recipes. I always have great recipes. Everything is delicious and they are carnivore approved. My husband is not vegan or plant-based, but he does eat literally everything I make and loves it. Today we're meal prepping, and if you haven't seen the grocery haul, I'll hook it up here. Watch that one first, then come back, or watch this one and go back. It doesn't matter. I had potatoes that were left over in my pantry that were a little bit soft, so I made some mashed potatoes and literally just peeled and cut them up, cooked them, mashed them with a little bit of plant-based milk. We're going to let those cool off, and then we're going to do something very interesting with that. The second thing we're going to do is I'm going to make a loaf of sourdough. So if you haven't also seen my little sourdough thing where I've started making a sourdough, I know a little late to the party, but better late than never. So we're doing a little loaf of sourdough. And then I'm just trying to use some stuff up before I leave. I'm going on a trip in about 5 days. So I'm just making enough food that'll last me to then. And then right before my trip, I'm going to make my Thai noodle salad, which is another big hit. My husband absolutely couldn't stop raving about it. Oh, and my cornbread. So we're going to make cornbread today too. And I'm going to make that noodle salad just before I leave so I can have that on the plane, because everything in there is kind of kosher that I can travel internationally with it. And again, that's one of his favorites too. All of these are oil-free. They are nutritionally dense and they are low-calorie dense. Let me ask you a question. Are you trying to eat healthy, but you are really struggling, especially on how to cook with zero oil or fat? I've got you covered. Go to the link in my bio or to my page and you will get my free ebook on how to meal prep for the Starch Solution, which is basically a whole food plant-based diet with no oil. And it is so much easier. You will notice a huge difference when you start cooking with no oil. Oil just takes up empty calories. That doesn't do anything for your satiety or anything else. So don't forget to get my free ebook. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim all my radishes and get those all cleaned up. Now before I go any further, I'm going to get my berries into a bath to wash them. I'm just using the Trader Joe's vegetable and fruit wash. And you see my sourdough? Isn't that gorgeous? Look at all the bubbles. So we are going to make just a small loaf of sourdough. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get about 50 grams of the sourdough starter. And now we'll add in our water. We are going to give this a quick mix. Add in our salt. And then we're going to add in our flour. There we go. We are going to give this a good mix. And then we're going to set it aside and let the dough absorb all the liquid. Going to give that a cover. We're going to put that aside for half an hour and set my alarm so I don't forget. Now we're just going to make some of our pico de gallo. And I already have a recipe. I put a recipe on my website a long time ago, and I've got videos. I do like to take out any of the wet parts because it just makes your pico a little bit wetter. And we're just going to chop our onion. Try to do this without frying, can't promise. Already having issues. and give that a stir. So this time I'm going to take half out or part of it out for myself. So my husband likes it hot and I don't, so I'm going to do my own little bit, and then I'll leave the seeds in the Now we're just going to chop up some cilantro. Okay, so we're just going to stir that together. And now we just have to add the lime juice. Now you can do two things. You can roll your limes. You can also put them in the microwave for like 20 seconds, which normally helps make sure they're juicy. Just going to give a little crack of salt. And then you're going to stir this really well and then just store it in the fridge and let it, all the flavors melt together, and then enjoy. So far we've made our pico de gallo. I've gotten my starter dough started, and now it's time to do the folding. So let's just pull and fold. And you're just pulling it and folding it on itself. So it's actually very tacky, which it should be. And then I'm just going to cover this again, set it aside for another 30 minutes. Now let's tackle our cabbage. So I have a cabbage, it's been in my fridge for a little bit. And that's the great thing about like root vegetables and things like that. They usually last a long time in the fridge, pantry, wherever. So I have a bunch of carrots that I'm actually been just dying to have cooked carrots. I don't know why, but I am. So I'm just going to take this cabbage, as you can see, it little like going on one side, and I'm just going to cut that off, and I'm just going to slice it up, and we're just going to pan fry it. I like to pan fry it in like a really hot pan so it kind of gets brown and caramelized. So good. If you haven't had cabbage this way, honestly, it's the best way to have it, and it'll stay in the fridge this week. Again, in my grocery haul, I did get a bag of potatoes. I'm only going to I'll cook them as I need them because I have my mashed potatoes that I'm using, but I wanted my husband to have potatoes in case while I was gone he wanted to do something. So. Okay, so we are preheating the pan, and I'm just going to drop in the cabbage. It's getting nice and hot. You can almost smell it. We're gonna add a little bit of water. And then I'm going to steam it slightly. The last thing I want to do today is finish up with my mashed potatoes. And this is super simple, super delicious, and you use what you have or what you like, and let's do it. Now that the mashed potatoes are nice and cool, we can deal with them. I'm going to add some flavoring, and I'm using this from Trader Joe's. I don't know if you can see that. Olea. It's like garlic and seasoning, and it has a little spice to it. It's really nice. So we're going to give our potatoes some flavor. I have a pan with just my silk pad on it. Now you could use a scoop, you could use whatever you want. And once you finish rolling up all of your potatoes, you have a few choices. One, you could put them in the freezer like this and freeze them. Perfect. And then once they're frozen solid, you can just add them into a silicone bag or whatever. Keep them in the freezer whenever you want one. Throw a couple into your air fryer and cook them for about, I don't know, 10 minutes. Let's say 7 to 10 minutes, depending on your air fryer and how big you make your balls. They're delicious. You can also sprinkle them. Now you can also roll them in some aquafaba and put a breading on them if you'd like. Totally up to you. I'm just going to make these, and I'm going to make mine and put them in the freezer. That way they're ready to go whenever I want them, and I can just throw them into the air fryer. So we have our pico de gallo, one hot and one mild. We have our potato balls. Those have been in the freezer. Our snack tray. Our cleaned fruit. They're going to go into the fridge upside down. Cook some carrots, the cabbage, and I have 2 more foldings of my dough, and then we'll be able to shape that and get it ready to bake tomorrow. So guys, we've cleaned our veggies, we made our pico de gallo, we are making our sourdough bread, we have our snacks for the week. I've got carrots cooking, and I already did the cabbage, and we're making our potato balls. We have so much. We have so much. I have so much to eat and travel with. I am very thankful. And I am super thankful that you are here with me every time in my kitchen. It means a lot to me. I love it. So don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it or got any tips or tricks. And don't forget about my free ebook. Again, go take a look at the link down below, and we'll see you guys in the next one.